What's up, YouTube? Mr. Lamessi here, and today we are going to talk about declone spawning. This is Uber Diablo. We call him Diablo Clone. He spawns when SOJs are sold. He is the big guy that drops the unique Annihilus small charm, which gives +1 skills, resistances, attributes, and % experience gained. It's very nice, but it can be a little difficult to spawn overall. So I want to go ahead and talk about the process and how this happens and what you need to be kind of looking for, because it's a little complicated online and I think people do get confused. So this right here is going to be my rendition of it, because I don't want to actually show my TCP view and have you guys see all that stuff. So I'm going to do this. This is what TCP view would look like. So here is the basics first. The basics are this. Online, when 75 to 125 SOJs are sold, it's a random number between there, Diablo clone will walk. And what that means is he will spawn on whatever specific server that has the same IP, right? And he'll spawn across that server. And so it's not going to be every single game, but it'll be regionally within like Asia or Europe or NA. There's going to be the servers. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that first by focusing our attention over here, right? So there is a list of servers. This is going to be like the dot, the ending. This will be what the like server remote address is right here. Okay. But basically we're looking at this .43 basically right here. So you're going to have your list of servers, and this is going to be a very long list, not 5. It'll be very, very long. And it's, you know, you got your ones ending in .183, .139, .4345, all of that stuff, blah, blah, blah. Now, for every server, there is going to be games on this server. So let's say .183, you know, it might have 100 games, 50 games, whatever it is. I'm not sure how many games per server are allowed or whatever it is, but every server is going to have a bunch of games on it. And whenever you create a game, you're going to get put on a random server. Okay, this is just going to happen. Once again, if you're on NA, all of these servers will be NA. If you're on EU, all of these servers will be EU, etc. Limit max is 200. Okay, perfect. So you're going to have that, right? But it's just random, right? When you join a game, it's one of the random NA servers. So the way that declone works is it works like this. Right here, every server has a number of SOJs sold on it. This means whenever somebody gets on a server, gets on in a game, if they sell an SOJ, whatever that server is, it'll accumulate all of the SOJs sold from all games specifically on that server. So maybe on 0.43 there's only 14, but on 0.45 there have been 58 SOJs sold. When on that specific IP, that specific server, 75 to 125 SOJs have been sold, then every game on 0.45 or whatever it is will have Diablo clone walk. And we say walk, but spawn, basically, where you can get an Annie. However, if you're in NA and you're on 0.43 or 0.139 or 0.183, you are not going to have Diablo clone spawn. Okay? It won't happen because he's walking on 0.45, and that's where the SOJs are sold. All right? And then there's also a little tracker that, you know, sometimes there's sites and stuff that have been built that'll track like when the last walk was. So you can see, okay, it walked then and it's got this many SOJs sold. So like this one walked, but you know, maybe it walked at 100 SOJs. And so there's only really 20 SOJs towards the next walking. Okay. This is how it works. So how do you know what IP you're on and what server you're on, all this stuff? Well, you use a thing called TCP view. So you can download this, and whenever you join a game, you'll see it highlight green. You want to just get the processes that are D2R. You can put that in the search. You want to only look at established connections, and then you want to look at the remote address, And whenever you join a server, you're going to see this. It'll highlight green on it, and that is establishing a connection to that game, and it will show you what server you are on so that you can see, am I on a server that has dclone? And once again, when you look for all the tracking and all of this stuff, or if somebody gives you the IP or whatever it is, then you can go and look at that as well, and see like, where is it kind of a hot server, right? That was the thing all the time. You're looking at hot servers. Where are the servers that are showing SOJs being sold and stuff, because that's generally the server that you want to stick on. So if you're in a game and you see SOJ sold like that, don't leave that game. You do need to be in hell, though, by the way, for him to spawn. So that's just an important thing to note. But regardless, this tells you that. And you will see other D2R.exe processes with established connections. These are just going to be to like game lobbies, to the, to chat, to all of those things. So you might see like 8 to 10 connections established. Those will not be the game. The game is going to be the one that right when you join has this green, as that is the established connection right then, and you can know exactly what IP you are on. And then, like I say, when you get on the right IP that you want, or if you want to spawn declone with all of your friends and you guys have 100 SOJs you're going to sell, you can all keep going through until you get on the exact IP that you want, all sell your SOJs on that IP, and then it'll spawn declone there. Yeah. So that is going to be the way to see it. And it's only going to be green when the connection is establishing. After that, it will turn yellow, just as a heads up. So that is going to be the piece for doing that. Now, in single player, it's a lot easier. 1 SOJ sold equals 1 Annie. That's it. You vendor 1 SOJ, and then declone spawns, and you can kill him. And if you can beat him, then you can get 1 Annie. Much simpler process in single player. But in multiplayer, you're going to be looking around. And you can also do this with, I'm sure with your CMD, to look at your connections there. And, there's multiple ways. But this is a very easy way to kind of check it out. So if anybody's telling you this IP is hot or anything like that, there's declones going to be spawning here or whatever stuff, this is how you can go and look and try and find it, and look from there. So anyways, I hope that this is helpful. The last thing I'll say is, to kill declone, you are going to need a character that's decently strong. You can definitely kill him with like a meteor source. I've done that before. Blizz source is probably not going to be able to. Javazon can kill him really well. Smiter, obviously. Any of those characters that are going to kill Ubers should be able to kill him. You used to be able to seal trick him, but you can't seal trick him anymore. So that does not work either. Kixin probably can, all that stuff. I'll put links down below for getting these things and stuff. But Hammerden should be able to as well. You can also invest a single point in smite, or you have one from your holy shield, and you can smite with the Hammerden and then kill him with the hammers as well. That sort of stuff. But yes, hopefully this was helpful and gave you a little bit into the background and the way that we kind of spawn declone and look and figure out where declone is. But it's still difficult because, once again, if nobody gives you an IP, you just don't know, and that's just kind of that. So, anyways, I hope this was helpful. Mwah. Don't forget to like and subscribe, YouTube. Peace.